The artist Jorge Caligiuri came to the United States years ago, but he still retains just a bit of a Latin accent.
Normally I don't put titles in my shows, but when I start to design the show, I was thinking in territories, landscapes, and finally I found lands.
And his lifelong theme is the interplay between what nature creates and what man structures upon that natural environment.
Lands is about how the human being interact with the organic world.
The fact that you're an architect, does that affect the way these paintings look?
Totally. I really love the organic things, the nature. But when I'm painting, I have to have something that the human made.
That accounts for the structure in the paintings and the design.
I need to have control in my paintings. This is my way to have it.
His work is completely fashioned from plaster and paint.
It's funny because everybody thinks they are shells, and they are not. This is the same technique I used for years. It's a fresco technique. It's the same that Michelangelo did in the Sistine Chapel. So you use plaster, and you add dry pigment with the plaster is fresh.
Jorge's paintings are incredibly complex and painstaking.
It's a long process. My paintings have a lot of work, but that is the point for me. The most important thing in my painting is the process. This is the part of the creation that is only mine.
Each one of the small objects jutting out of his work is individually carved or built out of plaster.
I had to make the little things before each one. Some people say, oh, it's the plaster you can buy in Home Depot. No, you had to make the recipe. Plaster is lime, sand, and water. You have to mix it and make your own plaster. Normally I use wood panels. You apply the plaster, and when the plaster is fresh, you have to work very, very quickly. It's the same that Michelangelo did, but the Renaissance frescoes were flat. My work is a little more three-dimensional. It's more textured.
Do you listen to music while you work? Or
yeah, all the time. I listen to my own music. I'm playing a little piano and keyboards. Normally I'm working with my music. I have a big system in my studio. I'm sad for my neighbors, but I'm doing that all the time. And always the same music, and repeat the same music. For me, the music is not the background, it's part of it.
Do you have obsessive-compulsive disorder?
I'm not sure, but it could be. I really like repetition.
In this show are two paintings that involve a series of triangles on a painterly ground. Jorge explained to me that in architecture there are many kinds of symmetries. By taking a triangle and applying these symmetries of rotation, translation, and mirroring, he creates a pattern of movement so that the paintings are ultimately about the motion of a man-like consciousness across a landscape. In the painting he calls trajectory, the organic background is divided into strips, almost suggesting national borders. Jorge is a purely non-objective artist, but in his mind, this becomes almost a kind of self-portrait.
When I'm thinking in me personally, I am here in the United States. I am coming from another places, another lands. So this is my history, this is my trajectory. I don't like to put a topic in my work, but I know something is there.
Yes, something is definitely there. You have given us a vision of the world, an intellectual rigor, and an almost unbearable beauty. Thank you.